Good morning. It's Thursday the 29th of May 2025 and today I'm in Burnham-on-Sea. Burnham-on-Sea then. It's only a few miles down the coast from Weston-super-Mare. Now, again, years ago when I used to go caravanning with my grandparents to Weston, when we were staying there, we often used to spend a day here in Burnham. Yeah, lovely. So, in the background, got a clear view of the Quantock Hills there. Hinkley Point Power Station beyond, and then right to the far right hand side there, you can just see Exmoor. The tide is right up this morning, so I'm just going to see how close I can get. Oh, and it's another windy day, so I better watch my hairpiece. Oh. Oh, look at that. I'll just stop here. I won't get any closer. I might get washed away. But there we go. The tide is right up. Doesn't it look fantastic? I've always liked Burnham. Yeah, I suppose it's a slightly quieter alternative to Weston. You've got your amusements here and a bit of entertainment, but you know, it's not as busy as Weston is. But you've got Breen halfway between Burnham and Weston, so you can stay at Breen on one of the caravan sites there and spend a day in Burnham when you're there. Yeah, great. I've always liked Burnham. And here's Burnham Pier, only a small pier, but this is the kind of place that my granny would have come to when she was on holiday here. Yeah. Not open at the moment. Yeah. Oh well, I shall press on with my walk then. Yeah, I don't think we ever stayed in Burnham. It was always when we were caravanning in Weston-super-Mare, we would just pop to Burnham for one day. But I do remember that my granny from Chepstow, her older sister, Auntie Kath, Auntie Kath moved to this area. She lived in nearby Highbridge. Highbridge basically joins on to Burnham-on-Sea. So we did sometimes stay with Auntie Kath and her husband, Uncle Bob. And yeah, it was a nice place for them to live, really. Because you could walk into Burnham from Highbridge where they lived. It was lovely. So yeah, a very pleasant spot indeed. I can see that the tide is going out now, so I'm going to walk down to the water side. Yep. Yeah, I think it's safe for me to walk now without getting my feet wet. Although, I might have to do a runner at some point. See how we go. I think I'll be safe. But yeah, of course, years later when I lived in Weston-super-Mare in the late 1990s, I used to drive down to Burnham a lot. So, very pleasant place. And then, yeah, perhaps spend a bit of time in Burnham and then I'd go on to the Quantocks and then sometimes on to Exmoor. So, yeah, it wasn't too far from Weston, really. So, yeah, I got to explore some new territory really when I was living in Weston. It was great. It's a nice bit of greenery here. Just gonna have a look. Yeah. Very pleasant. Yeah. Little bit of parkland here in Burnham. I'd like to see a bit of parkland. Whoa, because it's windy again, all the dry sand is blowing across. So, got to protect my eyes again. It's not too bad actually. Yeah, if I stay on the wet stuff, it might be okay, because the tide's going out now. Anyway, I am now approaching one of the highlights on today's walk. Burnham-on-Sea offers something for everyone. The town blossomed during the Victorian era and continues to offer timeless seaside pleasures today. It has one of the longest sandy beaches in Europe, stretching for 7 miles between Burnham and Breen. As I continued along the beach, I came to what is probably Burnham's best-known landmark. So this iconic beach lighthouse is Burnham-on-Sea's most famous landmark. Really iconic. So the 9-legged structure was built in 1832 and is a Grade 2 heritage listed structure. Fantastic. And you always see it on lots of postcards of the area. Any pictures of Burnham-on-Sea, whether it's a postcard or a family album photo, there's always a picture of the lighthouse on it. Fantastic. And it was actually on a list of the world's top 10 most beautiful lighthouses in 2014. Yeah, you can see why, it really is wonderful. Sea air, can't beat it. So I'm just going to walk up the coast a bit further. Today's walk is about 6 miles, but it's flat, so it shouldn't be very strenuous at all today. That's good. Oh, that's buried into the sand quite deep. Solid as a rock, that is. Okay, well, these sands here are Berrow Flats, so I'm actually near the village of Berrow. So I'm almost going to turn inland in a minute. Okay, I'm going as far up the beach as I need to go now. Because I'm going to be turning off and heading inland for a bit. Just over there, got another view of Steepholm and Flatholm. And then up there, you can see Breen Down where I was yesterday. Fantastic. Okay, I'm now going to follow the footpath inland now. Okay, so we are now passing through another golf course. Brill. Can't see anybody playing at the moment. Okay, he says as he gets hit by a low-flying golf ball. Oh no, there's two people over there, look. Yeah, so I take back what I said. There are people playing. Okay, so I'm going to take this little footpath up here because I can see the church, so let's go and have a look. So I'm now in Berrow now anyway. Just stopped here a minute because there's a nice little view here. Yeah, look at that. You can see across the golf course there, and you can see the Bristol Channel in Bridgewater Bay. So yeah, you can just see, although hazy still, you can see the line of the Quantocks to the left here, Quantock Hills, and then right over to the right, you can see the hills of Exmoor. Brilliant. Okay, here we are then. I'm now at the church at Berrow. So the important thing now is to see if I can actually get inside. Ready? Yes, here we go. Inside the church then. Oh, lovely. Fantastic. Really nice. Well, that was lovely as always. Fantastic. Okay, I shall move on and walk through Berrow village now then. St Mary's Church dates from the 13th century and was restored in the 19th. It has been designated as a Grade 1 listed building. From the church, I emerged onto the main road in Berrow. Well, I leave Berrow now and I head back towards Burnham. So I'm just going to walk along the footpath here. I stay inland for a bit, but then eventually I will find myself back on the beach. Path forks here, so I take the one following the Wellington Way. This is where I skirt around the golf course again. Right, just looking out for low-flying golf balls. Just heading around the bottom end of the golf course now. I'm making my way back towards the beach. Anytime now, I should see the old wooden lighthouse again. So here I am back beside the lighthouse. Fantastic. Yeah, it's been a nice simple walk today. To say it's been 6 miles, but it's not been strenuous because it's been very flat. All I've got to do now is retrace my steps back into the main part of Burnham and get my car. I might even treat myself to an ice cream because there are 1 or 2 great ice cream places in Burnham.